a lot of people who inspire me or who are doing super well, it's usually nothing too different about them and me, except for the fact that they get up and do the things that I say that I want, right? But like they actually do they actually do the work. Like it happens, you're watching someone, then you start looking at their success and then comparing it to yourself. Like that's not a reflection of yourself. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video here on Chat with Michelle. What's up guys? How's it going? So in today's video, as you can see by the title, let's talk about jealousy. Yes, in today's video, we are going to be talking about jealousy. We're going to be talking about using that mute button. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of like dive a little bit deeper into the topic, into the subject. As you guys know, here on this channel, we focus on navigating adulthood and pursuing purpose. And in today's video, obviously this has a lot to do with, well, it's not obvious. I think in today's video, this has a lot to do with, yes, adulting, but also pursuing purpose. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Really, when I initially thought about this video, I wanted to name it, and I think that's what I named the video anyways, was talking about like using the mute button. So I'm solely really talking about Instagram, because that's the social media platform that I'm more familiar with, that I use most often, and that I'm more frequent on anyways. So there is a button on there called mute. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is not so that you can go ahead and just be muting people and just dismissing people far and wide, etc. I wanted to really talk about it for two reasons. So as you're on this journey of like just, you know, navigating your adulthood, growing up, growing into yourself, your career, just everything, your life, and you're also pursuing this thing called purpose, whether it's in your career, your life, just your business, whatever it is, we can oftentimes look to our left and to our right and start comparing ourselves. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this little good old mute button is because I think at least people who are genuine anyways, I think sometimes what happens is that we typically, at least myself anyways, you follow people who you are really like encouraged by, inspired by, like you just want to see them thrive and you're like super happy for them. But along the way or along the line somewhere, you're like literally sitting there like, yes, supporting them, being super excited for them. And then that slowly turns into you being jealous or even like comparing yourself. And then it can honestly turn into like envy and hate before you know it. Yes, queen, killing it. You are killing it. Double tap, double tap. I mean, I guess must be nice to be able to just, you know, buy a new car and go on vacation. Some of us gotta work. I mean, honestly, like, is this even real? And I say to use the mute button for two reasons. The first reason is for you. You need to use the mute button for yourself because honestly, you need to take some time working on yourself. Because clearly you are inspired by this person. Clearly you do like this person. However, you need to just kind of like mute them so that you can work on yourself and work on your own confidence, right? And not looking at someone else and then feeling less about yourself and comparing yourself. And then number two, I say why you should mute the person is because honestly for them, like not that they will maybe even know or would care that you muted them, but it's more so like if there is someone online that you are like genuinely inspired by and you seriously like, honestly, you don't need to be sending negative vibes and negative energy their way. So like honestly, I would just mute them like so that they're not receiving that. Now, I'll be honest, I've had to do this in my own life because it's like, it's a slippery slope. Like I said, it's a super slippery slope of like you seriously admiring a person, you seriously being inspired by a person, but in that same breath, just finding like, you know, just comparing yourself. But I will say this, with muting someone on social media, in my opinion anyways, it's not something that needs to be a forever thing. It may just need to be a seasonal thing while you get your own self right. And when I say your own self right, not that okay you're grinding, you're hustling, and now okay now I can look at them because I'm on their level. No, more so of getting your spirit right, getting your headspace right, like, you know, knowing who you are and who you aren't, and knowing that you don't have to compare yourself to another person, but you can genuinely be happy for them and that doesn't reflect on yourself. So that's why I say, you know, it can possibly be a good thing. But I will say this, and you guys know me here, I always have to be like, what's the word? I always have to like, I guess play devil's advocate in a way. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. But I've learned a lot of times people who like inspire me, and maybe you would say the same for yourself, a lot of people who inspire me or who are doing super well, it's usually nothing too different about them and me, except for the fact that they get up and do the things that I say that I want, right? But like they actually do they actually do the work, they actually put in the work. So I think, you know, it may be a good reflection too to look at yourself and hold yourself accountable. And you know, you may be saying like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do all these things, but you're actually not, you know, putting in any kind of work, any kind of effort. You're not doing much of anything, but you're just expecting things to happen. And then now you're sitting on the internet just scrolling and just feeling some kind of way because you're where you're at. 21-year-old makes $21 million in 24 hours. Wow. I would love to make that much money. Oh my goodness, that is insane. I wonder what the heck she did to make all of that money. If I had that much money, phew. Listen, shoot. Watching Netflix. We all know that we can't just predict life and we can't just make things happen like, you know, like a magic wand. However, I think a lot of us know that when you work hard or you work towards something that you're going for, like it's a lot more effective and it's a more likelihood of it to happen. And honestly, like purpose is just one step at a time, you know, or whatever it is that you're building is one step at a time. You may not understand everything right before you. However, if you just take one step each and every day, you do something towards that each and every day, you'll be a lot farther just laying around and not doing anything. I read somewhere recently that it said a lot of millennials, like millennial millionaires, are actually first generational millionaires, meaning that they didn't come from a whole bunch of money. They just did something different that their family, parents, whomever didn't do before them to make a difference and create a new generational, you know, legacy. So that was very motivating to me to know, like, wow, like a lot of young people are out here killing it and they're putting in the work. And yes, there are people who you can say, oh, I don't know, like they don't deserve it or whatever, or they're flashy, they're this, they're gaudy. But it's just like, who cares? Who are you to like put that judgment? And I think that's like the biggest thing for me. I could never understand people who like write negative comments on other people's posts. That's why I just say, like, just mute them. And not because you are gonna put a negative comment, but I guess just so you don't. So yeah, that's pretty much what this video is today. Short and sweet. Yes, another short and sweet video, but I kind of just wanted to share that because if I am honest, it's something that I recently just experienced today. I was watching this, there's like a series on YouTube, it's called Millennial Money. I forget who it's by, I think CBS or something like that. But anyways, like Millennial Money, it just shows like millennials who are doing very well and how they spend their money. And there was this one girl in particular who was she was a software engineer. And I think she was making over $250K a year. I forget. I'm gonna make sure to link the video in the description box below because it's super amazing, super inspiring. But as I was watching it, I was like, yes, like look at you, like she looks like me. That's amazing. If she can do it, I know I can do it, you know? But the more and more I watched it, the more and more I started to feel myself comparing and feeling bad. And I had to like literally snap myself out of it. And I was like, absolutely not. Now, she's not a person that I'm muting because honestly, I'm super inspired by her. But I can see how, like, you know, like it happens. You're watching someone, then you start looking at their success and then comparing it to yourself. Like that's not a reflection of yourself. So if you feel like you can handle it, then yes, go ahead and, you know, follow them like I said. But if not, then you want to make sure to go ahead and protect your peace and protect your mind and mute them for a season and time. But you know, when you feel ready or when you feel like you can, I think you should always, you know, unmute them so you can go ahead and just, you know, continue to follow their journey, etc. Because I think that's the great thing about social media is that it's like, you know, social media is like, it's a double-edged sword. It's like one thing where it's like we have so many resources and you can follow people who are literally killing it in their careers, just killing it in life. But then there's this other thing of just like, you know, oversharing sometimes, too much information, and then you just have this like comparison thing. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me on my Instagram where I just pretty much post other really cool content just like this one here. And I will see you guys in my next video here on Chats with Michelle. Bye guys.